go from very good quality to not so good quality. What are you gonna do about it, right? Hi, I'm Sebastian. This is Vision Denial and the Road to MSI, where I watch all 12 regions playoff series, the ones that are participating in MSI. Yes, including those playoff series in this one, where we have J Team versus Berjaya Dragons. J Team 3-0, and it's like we're in purgatory. I haven't had to say that the amount of repetition is bad for a while. We've had a lot of quality series overall, right? This isn't one of them. No. The Pacific region has, and I think I've mentioned this, is like the highest of highs and the lowest of lows sometimes, and you never know what you're gonna get. Except when Berjaya Dragon plays, and it's just how do you draft virtually the same composition for both sides twice? There's one champion difference. Alright, things I like. Very little things I like. Berjaya has some very good early game vision. Great. J-Team has a lot of skill expression. It's nothing new. J-Team has historically had good skill expression within their teams. Just a matter of whether or not their team is actually good at using those skill expressions for something else. Things I didn't like. Oh boy, are there things I didn't like. So the compositions are whatever, right? Like, they're fine. It's just the issue, or they're not fine, they're like serviceable. The issue comes with the fact that Berjaya Dragons, after losing really harshly the first time, decides to double down and try again. But they think the issue was that there was an Akali, and then a Cassidon gets picked, and they're back in the same boat. Beat for beat, the same thing. Like, I couldn't believe my eyes. Second thing, J-Team is terrible at closing games. Not only are they terrible at closing games, they're terrible at neutral objective setup. They have very poor vision. Their understanding of the win conditions is kind of all over the place. Sometimes it seems like they understand, other times it doesn't seem like they understand. Their early game is kind of shoddy. Their mid-game decisions is also kind of shoddy. Their late game decisions are the most shoddy. And I'm just left here standing going, alright, I'm falling asleep. Is this purgatory? Am I in hell? What's going on? Because it's just the same mistakes over and over and over again. Berjaya Dragon does not have the skill to out-team fight J-Team. J-Team gets a bunch of leads. Gets a bunch of leads. They then proceed to, gather maybe a small amount of things. Take their sweet time. And then J-Team will have a combination of Mission or Lil V. Get caught. Or Hana even. One of those three. It's just always those three. They get caught, and then they're set back for a bit. And then Berjaya Dragons gain a little bit of gold, and then they don't have the capabilities to do whatever, lose a team fight, rinse and repeat, until sometimes some of the games it just feels like forever. So Berjaya Dragons is eliminated. Whatever. This group, though, for J-Team, is likely going to face off against the winner of Hong Kong Attitude versus Machi. If I remember correctly, that is the case. Yes, that is the case. In which case, well, if it's Hong Kong Attitude, I don't know, flip a coin. Either or. But if it's Machi X, even if it's not as good of a Machi X as they used to be, it's still, leagues better than whatever the friggity voodoo bit is happening here. Yeah, I'm uncertain about what is going to happen with it. I have somebody playing loud rock music in the background, so I'm gonna get closer. to get to the point of this. Because the themes so far of the latest episodes, as we're getting closer to the end of a lot of these playoff series, and I'm going to be doing, and I'm currently recording this on the 23rd of April, like the previous video that was released. And I'm going to try to do an all-nighter to get through a bunch of these, but the thing that I keep remembering is, what does the floor look like? And what does it compare to the ceiling? And the Pacific, I've always given us a pass, right? Because they're a legacy region. They are a figment of their old LMS / GPL series. And they have very skilled players, and they have very less skilled players. And they have very, very high talent team, and then they have very low talent team. And then they have the very middle of that. And it is the widest variety of skills, of skill variation amongst them, without it being like China's league, which is huge. The LPL is huge. And so those are your only 2 points of comparison, and there's likely that they scrim with each other. So what do I think about the freaking floor here? It's hot garbage is what it is. It's a lot of flailing about, uncoordinated or uncertain understanding of what the win condition is and where to approach it from. A lot of just, it just feels bad. Like, there's usually the eye test, and then there's the feeling test, where you know it feels bad. This is it. And I don't expect J-Team to even win their next series, regardless of who wins. I don't expect J-Team to even make it to the grand finals. This right here is me saying that the PCS probably needs to reevaluate their entire region. Because, like, how do you lose, like, so many of your players? How do you get so many exports from your region? And your international performances don't match anything. You're the only exception to this rule. No other region has, like, the situation where the ability for the top team is directly proportional to the collective of the floor. I'm, like, watching this going, am I in Australia or Brazil? And that's disrespectful, because, like, they still have teams that play significantly better than this. Oh well. Things I do want to see improved out of Berjaya Dragons. I have no trouble thinking that you're probably going to qualify again. I'll see you in summer, I guess. J-Team, same thing. But J-Team, if I do want to see anything from you, is decisiveness, lack of, like, whatever the oomph that you put through, because it's you overcommit, and then you end up in a worse scenario most of the time. And you are allowed to just pick something else. You don't have to opt into just, oh yeah, we're going to do the same composition again, but better, because you didn't do better game 2. You still won, but you didn't do necessarily better. I don't think so. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Up next, we're going to Japan. Hell yeah. We're going for their semifinals for the penultimate series of Rascal Jesters versus V3. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.